everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with a layout. It feels like it's been forever since I've done layouts, but I didn't have many page kits in my room, and if you've been following me, you know that I'm kind of building my stash of page kits, and I'm calling it Project 100, where I plan on putting together 100 page kits, so that I have tons of page kits in my room, but also that if we can ever go scrapping again someday, that we can go to crops, I'll have my pages done ahead. So I printed 5 photos, and then I realized that one of the photos I printed it twice. I once printed it with another photo, and then I printed it a little bigger. So I'm going to end up using 4 photos, and the 2 photos that are together with a white border, it's not going to work out because I want to put 3 photos next to each other. So I'm going to take the white border off, and then the 3 photos will be kind of freestanding. And I'm going to do this at first with the white strip in the middle, and I'm going to cut the cardstock, and I don't know if my wrist moved or what happened, but I end up cutting it way too close. So I'm like, there's no mat on this thing. So I'm going to rip everything off. And then it's at this point that I said, you know what? I really don't like that little white line. So I'm going to cut it off. So while I'm kind of getting that done, I just want to, tell you the little story about this page. And a few weekends ago, we were moving our trailer at our permanent residence for the summer. And I was telling Dave how to back up, more to the driver's side, more to the passenger's side. And then my phone rings, and it was Caitlin, and she said, "Mom, did you get my text?" And I was like, well, no, because we're trying to get the trailer here at the campsite. She said, okay, well, quickly, I was thinking that maybe you could buy a kayak, and then that I could use all the time whenever I wanted to. And I started to laugh. And she said, or I was thinking after, even better, if you could just be my bank. You could buy the kayak, and then I could just pay you in payments with no interest. It's like, okay, well, let me finish what we're doing here. And she said, well, are you okay with it? And I said, yes. She said, well, okay, I'll start looking, because kayaks around here, they just go. If they get some in store, 2 days later, they're all gone. So anyway, while I was finishing up, she found a kayak that she liked. So I said, okay, Dad has to work, but I can go pick you up. It was like 5 o'clock. I went and picked her up. We drove to, where we live, there's 3 cities that literally are just across bridges from each other. So it was one of the cities. And then when we got there, I said, well, Katie, I really don't like this kayak. Are you sure you want this one? And then we were looking. We found another one that she liked. They didn't have it at that Canadian Tire, but there was one, again, just across the bridge, and they said there was one left. And so we called, they wouldn't hold it. So we said, okay, well, we'll be there in less than 10 minutes. Like, it's really close. So we got there. They had like 10 in stores. So anyway, it was just her and I. So she needed ratchet straps and, foam. She got pool noodles she was going to put it on top of her car and all this stuff. So anyway, so we brought it to the truck. We put it on the back of the truck. She used the ratchet straps, got it nice and secure on there. Then I stopped at her house. She picked up her car. Then she came to her house because she knew we were leaving. Mason had a hockey tournament the next day. So we weren't going to be here when she wanted to go. She had the weekend off. This was how all this started, because she wanted to go kayaking because she doesn't have too many weekends off. She mostly gets days off during the week. So anyway, she came over. We tried to put on the hood of her car with those noodles, but it was denting her roof, which is, I mean, a car is a big investment. So then we put down the seats. We tried putting the kayak right side up. It wasn't going in enough. And I said, well, how about if you flip it? And she flipped the kayak. And then this way, you can see it in the first photo there. You can see it better in maybe the close-ups. But it fits so that she doesn't have to put like a little red flag on the back of it. So that worked out perfect. We ended up like spending, when you're trying to figure things out, it takes a little longer. So we were done by 9 o'clock. She said the next morning when she went kayaking and she went with her adventure pup with Rufio, it took her less than 9 minutes to strap it into her car. So that's good. She's going to be able to use it that way. And then her and Rufio, she has a little life jacket for her puppy, and they went for, a few hours of kayaking. So she had a ball. Now we're going to keep the kayak where we're camping because we're right next to the beach, and she can, pick it up there, and then we can use it too, and she can use it for kayaking. So I thought the title for this page, I had this vellum piece that said girl in different colors. So then it kind of gave me the idea to use different colors of alphas and just spell out a girl and her dog. Okay, now that story time is over, I can tell you a little bit what I did with this layout. So I put 3 of the photos together, all my photos, I printed them on my pick frame app, and then I mounted 3 of them on some blue cardstock, and then the one at the bottom of the layout, I mounted it with red cardstock. And what I really liked about this layout was that because of that polka dot paper at the top of the layout, which has some blues, some red, some yellow, some orange, some green, it really opened up my color palette for this layout. So when I was picking embellishments to go with this page kit, I used, some red viewfinders, some 1.5-inch circles from our digital files, some blue flowers, some green flowers, and it ended up working really well, by layering them on the layout. And while we're talking about the digital files, I just want to let you know that there's only 3 or 4 days left at 50% off, and then they'll go back to the regular, $1.49 or 25% off. And I haven't told my patrons yet, but an extra bonus for my patrons is going to be that my gold members, every month I will give them a 25% off coupon. So for them, the digital files will always be 50% off, because at checkout they can put in that discount code, so then it'll give them an extra 25% off. That will be starting June 1st. Just one more little announcement is my next virtual crop is June 11th and 12th, where we're going to have 10 challenges and we're going to get 10 pages done in the period of 2 days. Plus, you get 2 free digital files that you receive as soon as you purchase the class. So that's available today, May 28th. It's on sale right now. And on June 4th, on the Facebook group, I post all the challenges. So for those of you that like to get ready ahead of time, you know the challenges ahead of time. And starting next week here on YouTube, I'll start preparing my page kits for the virtual crop. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about this layout, because I forgot to mention one thing. One of the things that I really like to do lately, I always seem to get on these kicks where I like a specific thing, and then I kind of do it over and over again using different elements. And I really like the look of this. I started it with using 3 of our frames, and I would put 3 frames together with a little strip of pattern paper or cardstock, and I would build my embellishment clusters with that. And then I did it using our tags. I love putting our tags one right next to each other. And then another thing that I really like doing is I cut out the green flowers. I like leaving a little white border, and then I put the 3 flowers, the 2-inch flowers, all one right next to each other. And I really like that look. So because that page had so many different colors, this is why you're seeing me taking out some blue enamel dots, some red enamel dots, orange and green. And I'm at first going to put some in, one of each in each of the cluster, like 1 red, 1 orange, and then 1 green. And then I'm going to add the bigger blue in each cluster. And then I thought, you know what? That pattern paper kind of has random dots everywhere. So I'm going to take the enamel dots and I'm going to start randomly putting them around the layout, because I do have a white cardstock as my background. I don't think it would have worked so well if it was like a pattern paper, but because it was a cardstock, I really like the look of that. So I'm going to end up using quite a few enamel dots and just spreading them all over the white cardstock. But that's it. That's going to complete this layout. So I have some pictures at the end if you want to see some close-ups of this layout. And again, the embellies are on at 50% off just for a few more days. So if you want to take advantage of that, and the virtual crop is now available. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, it really helps my channel so much. And also leave me a comment down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.